Prof, I mean, in ruling on this matter, the court made some, very salient points. It actually said, look, counsel should do better to advise their clients to desist from frivolous matters, and also went ahead to fine the plaintiffs, hopefully as a deterrent, to any attempt to waste the court's time. What do you make of the legal environment, in the country? Your thoughts about the current judicial environment in Nigeria, considering, of course, all the rulings coming from the tribunal?
Yeah, my opinion, I know the Supreme Court has spoken, and the Supreme Court is a court of law and a court of policy. He makes law and he develops the law and redefines the law. He has the power to do that. The Supreme Court of any country across the world. But I don't buy into opinion of courts having the habit of slamming lawyers and litigants with the excessive costs. And I think it impeaches the principles of justice, the pursuit of justice, and impeaches the provisions of Section 6A and B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The duty of the court is to entertain grievances and addresses and then define the position of the law and give a direction of what should be followed as a precedent. And that is how countries are governed, and that is the spirit of law. So when the justices have the habit of attacking people who approach the court, I think that in any way, technically, the justices the judiciary technically encroaching on the inner morality of the law. That shouldn't be. People go to court in order to be cleared of certain dispute, for the court to address controversies of law and controversies of facts. So the judiciary our judiciary should redefine its cause. That's my position.
Well, I think I'll stay with, Professor Ekpo before I come back to Frank Tete. Frank had raised some of the key issues which the judgment stated, specifically speaking about social media and a few other things. Professor Ekpo, speak to us on the area or the aspect where the court chastised the senior counsel by saying that they misled the court and the people, knowing full well that they said they checked. Let me give you the quote. I checked and searched in its entirety of the record and indeed the judgment of the court below, and there is no such finding to think that learned senior counsel will mislead the court. That's in the case of double nomination.
Yes, as I said, the duty of the court, the functions of the court, constitutional function of the court, is to entertain grievances from all parties, citizens across the world. Now, why do I go to court, and why will I want to go to court? Because I have a grievance against another person or government or any institution. The purpose of the court is to define what is the position of the law, and that definition of the position of the law gives birth to justice. I don't see people going to court as being frivolous. I think that cause should be redefined, because it's another technical way of discouraging litigation. Litigation is not an offense. Litigation is not abnormalities. Litigation is a right of all citizens.
So you heard it there from the guests on Arise Television. And the name of the guest is Professor Cyprian Edward-Ekpo. He is the Director General of the Institute of Law Research and Development of the United Nations. He has made a serious point there, which needs to be considered by the legal community in Nigeria. Yes, there is the need to discourage frivolous litigation. There is the need to discourage lawyers from taking up matters that are considered as frivolous. At the same time, there is need to preserve the sanctity of the Constitution, the provisions of the Constitution, and the right of the citizen to go to court. And I hold the opinion that there is need to balance the two, discourage frivolous litigation, but at the same time, it should be done in such a way that people are not discouraged from going to the court to test the decisions of the court, what will be the outcome of their matters before the court. I'm a legal practitioner, and I agree that there are so many frivolous cases pending before the various courts of this country. These should be discouraged. At the same time, people should also not be discouraged from venting their grievances before the court. It is better to vent grievances before courts of law than to take laws into the hands of citizens of the country. Thanks for watching this very edition of You and the Law, and do remember to subscribe to the channel so that from time to time we can sit together like this and discuss the basic issues of law for the better understanding of the principles of law governing our legal system.